Hello, hello, good morning, Stampin' friends. It's Nemi Batstone here, coming to you from my crafty studio in Cooks Creek, Manitoba, 20 minutes northeast of Winnipeg. So if you are here, say hello, give me an emoji, tell me where you're from, what's the weather like, and you'll be entered into this week's draw to win all 5 cards from this week. Let me see if I can get us up and running here. And oh, there I am. I am live. So we'll just expand that. Everything seems to be working, so we're good. So if you're catching the replay, don't forget, that's okay. You can catch the replay. If you're ever looking for my videos, I have tons of inspiration on my YouTube channel at Nemi's Crafty Cafe. Please note that everything is listed under playlists. You can click videos, but it's a lot easier if you go to playlists and then look for the stamp sets, bundles, or suites that you may be interested in. So it's Friday. Oh my goodness. So happy it's Friday. So Paper Pumpkin usually runs from the 10th, or they ship on the 11th. They process them on the 11th, or the 10th, I should say. Ship them and process them also on the 11th. And you would think by now I would have it, but I don't. It took like 7 days to get out of the office. So I can't even share with you what June's looks like. But I'm telling you, July and August and September are looking pretty nice. So I strongly recommend that you get a 3-month subscription and then go from there. Good morning, Christine. What are you doing at Cal Tire? But thanks for joining me. I love the fact that anyone can join me from anywhere. So I hope you just got a nail in your tire and you're getting it fixed, because that seems to be the trend these days. You know, so we had family dinner on the weekend, and my my son's girlfriend, her tire was flat, and there was this big screw head right in the side. So, and of course she has all-wheel drive, so which means she has to buy 4 brand new tires. Ouch. So, you know, we'll see how that goes. So one of the, let me just double check here. Let me show you, because it's all here. So the Velvet Meadow Suite, I didn't share the velvet paper. I just realized that. So I ran out of time to share with you some velvet paper, or I should say specialty paper, because it comes in 12 by 12, and they're just solid sheets of white Peaceful Pine and Barely Blush. Right? Bubble bath, sorry. And so they are gorgeous. If you like, and you can punch out shapes, whichever. I've never stamped them. You're getting your summer tires on all this late? Oh my. Hope you didn't lose too many winter studs. Okay, good morning, Kathy. Hello, Shell. Good morning. Oh, you must be so happy like me that it's Friday. Although I have a busy weekend, I got lots of gardening to do. So, and only a little bit of soccer, which is kind of nice. So the Velvet Meadow paper is amazing. I did not buy the stamp set. I wasn't a big fan of it, you know. That's just me, but by all means, go for it if you like it. And it cuts out and stamps these gorgeous flowers and everything you see here. So you get all these gorgeous stems and things like that. But for me, that just wasn't necessary because I had enough stuff. So I choose to spend my money elsewhere. But we got everything else in this suite. And I just wanted to remind everyone that the Dreamy Flowers, that's what it's called, is currently on back order until next week. However, don't forget to click on it when it says currently available. And if it comes in earlier, you will be notified. So don't miss out on that. So we are going to use a few of these today because I found a spot to use it. And then I was building my, fun card for today, and then I realized, oh, I didn't use this one. Or did I? So I was like, where are my die cuts? No, I didn't. So I was like, oh shoot, I forgot to use this. And I can't figure out how to add it to my layout. So that'll be saved for my own personal project on another day. If I do finish it, who knows? Maybe I'll post it. Okay, so love these frames. We didn't use this itty bitty one either. So, yeah, there's lots of more work to be done with this one. But what I love about this, and I will tell you, this one Thank you, Susan Campfield, for giving us a really nice mix of sentiments, which can be in your collection forever. So, and frames, they'll always be timeless, so they're a great piece to add to your inventory. So if you would like to get the phrases and frames, I've used this happiest birthday and have a fabulous day so many times already. It's not even funny. So, velvet, I know the velvet is not something that you really like, and so there's only a little bit of hints here and there. However, if you are a person that doesn't like it, you could always just use the B-side, which comes with beautiful cloud cover and basic beige. Good morning, Debbie. Oh, it's raining near Brandon. Oh, just make sure it's going west. So then that way we don't get it, because I have to really seriously hand dig my garden this weekend. It is so bad. So bad. I seriously should take a picture and post it. Okay. So what are we creating? Well, we're going to create this beautiful fold. I pulled in some Fern and Flora. I guess it's called Moonlit DSP from last week, because there was no berry on the B side here. Berry burst, I should say. So I brought that in. Oh, there's that glare there. Sorry about that. Because I have that window. If I go like this, you won't see the glare. So then added more layers on the inside. So this one's full of layers. I've already pre-cut my layers though, so it'll save us some time. We just got to do a little bit of work. So I have a card base here, and it is literally your usual 8.5 by 5.5. So this we will definitely have to trim to get our fancy fold. So let's do that now. So then that way, as you build, you'll be able to walk through and do this on your own. So, because this is a design you definitely can use over and over again with any product you have. Okay, so we're going to cut up to the score line here. And this is 5.5. So we're going to do 1 1/4 on each side. So we're left with a 3-inch piece in the middle. Make sense? So you're going to take your paper trimmer, you're going to line this up at 1 1/4. So I'm using my right hand side, because I always like to have more surface on the trimmer than I would. Okay. And then this is going to drop down. And because my paper trimmer has lines on the blade, I'm just going to line that up with my score line, push and slide. So then I should get a decent line. So we're going to do that again. So I'm just going to flip this over and go to 1 1/4 again. And then same thing. I'm going to go to the top here and I'm going to slide. Oh, I think I missed a bit. Let me just double check. Whee, just a little bit. Like literally a hair. That's okay, because we can just use our scissors or just leave it and it'll move. Okay, so I'm just going to fold that over, and now I'm going to burnish my end just to make sure it's flat. Flat, flat, flat. Okay, so like I said, we now have 2 pieces that are 1 1/4, and then that means when you do the math, you should have a 3-inch piece left over in the center here. So now we need to add adhesive. Well, we are going to use adhesive. We need to build our pieces in the front. So I chose to double layer. You can just use 1 layer if you like, and it's really up to you how much you want to leave on the side. So I chose to double layer. So if this is 1 1/4, then it needs to be 1 1/8, right? So that's 2 ticks before the 1 1/4, which then means this piece here becomes 1 inch. Right? So this is 1 inch. So just so you know, this piece here is 1 1/8 by 4 1/8. So we're literally taking 2 tick marks off of the front, just like that. Okay? So we're going to put that down. Yep. Okay, and so we're going to build 2 of those, because I need 1 on each side. I have all my pieces cut already, so that you don't have to sit there and watch me cut. Okay, So those are my 2 pieces. So I'm just going to grab my adhesive, and then we're just going to add some adhesive. So remember, this comes from the Moonlit Flora, because I did not, there's no berry burst in here. So, and I wanted to bring out those flowers, the pink flowers, and there's no pink back. That's weird, right? Isn't that kind of weird that they don't have pink, that the backside didn't have any pink? Or Peaceful Pine? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Who knows? Okay, so then we're going to layer this on. So my other order was supposed to arrive today. Disappointed that it's not. We're having some custom issues again. Paperwork. So hopefully I get it on Monday, because now I have to change my card for... Yes, I haven't shipped your craft along, kids, because I was missing like this one stamp that I wanted. And it's like stuck. Oh well, such is life. So now I have to reinvent, but it's all good. Okay, so this one was 3 inches. So we're going to do 2 ticks less, which is 2 7/8. And again, by 4 1/8. So then that means this becomes 2 3/4 by 4. Makes sense? So before I do that though, I'm going to add a sentiment here. And I know I cut my piece too big. So I'm going to add it on first, because I don't trim very well. So I'm going to add this one, which says, "May your day be filled with love and happiness," which I think you can use for a wedding or for birthday, graduation, whichever, right? So that's why I'm like, this is definitely a stamp set you want to get. Now, if I'm correct, this is slightly bigger because I can't cut. Excuse me. Did everybody catch the Canada game? That's why I have a soccer ball in my intro here. Okay, so I'm look how much bigger I am. Like, what was I thinking? So Canada beat. Well, I knew Canada was gonna win and beat Qatar anyway. But for them to win 6-0, it put us in first place. Impressive. In our heat, of course. Or I should say group stage is what we like to, I think is what the term they use in soccer. So, but Kane got hurt so bad. So bad. I felt so bad for the guy. You know, like, oh, and he's one of our best players. So it was kind of sad to see them walk him off the field in a stretcher. And then on top of that, he had his leg all wrapped up. Oh, I hope, he's probably going to need surgery. It's so sad. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. Good morning, Irene. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining me. So I'm going to center this because I didn't cut it straight. That's, you know, typical me. And I'm going to put it a quarter from the bottom. So I'm going to use my mat here as a guide. Huh? Or not? Yeah, that's good. Because this is yours. So I gotta make sure it's perfect. And I'm just gonna trim these sides off. Because if it's not perfect, then it's embarrassing to give to you. Okay, there. And we just have a wee bit on this side. Done. Now I can glue this to the other one. So yes, we had friends over yesterday, and of course we had too much food. We had nacho platter, we made chicken wings. What else did I make? Oh, we had shrimp and dip. And my friend made this dip. It was called, I don't know why it's called cannoli, but it was really sweet, like it's a dessert dip, and you dip crackers. And she found, did you know you can get Ritz crackers that are shaped in jerseys and soccer balls? Anyway, you should pick them up. They still taste the same, but it's just kind of cool. So that she brought those, which was kind of cute. And then what else did we have? Oh, I made egg rolls. So we had egg rolls. And then we had something else. Like, I'm serious. I'm like, oh, veggies and dip. because you can't forget about the veggies and dip. And I'm like, as always, we have too much food. But it was so good. So we had too much left over. Anyway, it was fun. Although Bishop missed the game because he had to go to his grad. But I hope you enjoyed it. It was a great match. Now the dilemma is, in order to advance forward, Canada has to beat Switzerland. Or at least tie the game. Because if we tie, we're both in first place. But then Canada stays in first place and wins because they have the most point spread. Because they beat Qatar last night 6-0. So that gives them 6 points in differential. And Swiss beat Bosnia or whatever is in our heat by 3 points. So we have more points. So anyway, soccer fun, I tell you. I know you're probably all bored with that. So let's talk stamping then. It is pre-order time right now. And so if you pre-order, if you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you have a little bit more time to get it in advance of everyone else. So as of July 2nd, I believe, we get a new product of the month. And we also get all the new items will then be available to you, to the public, to the world on the same day. Oh, what's everybody doing for Canada Day, by the way? You will find me at Dugald Community Club. I'll be sitting there playing bingo. And then after that, we go around. I'll be playing bingo and eating pie. And then we go around and eat other things. And then I look for my children because they're usually running around. Although I don't know if they're coming this year because they didn't have as much fun last year. Because you know, they're teenagers, and if they don't have enough fun for teenagers, they're like, I'd rather stay home and play video games. So, bad kids. Anyway. Hopefully we can drag them out. And it's weird because it's on a Wednesday. So right in the middle of the week. So I'm sure most of you don't have Thursday, Friday off, right? Or did you take Thursday, Friday off? Okay, so we have that. That is our front. Now we got to figure out how we get these. So you can either, at this point, you can just glue these down. And there's your fun. Or you can go step it up and add a little more bling there. So we're not done yet, Irene, but thank you. So I have a piece of acetate here, or what Stampin' Up! Likes to call window sheet. And it is about the same width, about 3/4 to an inch wide. I mean, it just needs to cover your sentiment. Oh, well, it doesn't, but I just like to have it line up just so that it looks neater and prettier. So my sentiment's 3/4 inch wide. So this one is 1 inch, and we're gonna put that underneath end to end to make sure it stays in place. Okay, so we don't want this guy to be glued down. We just want these two so that it can move like a bridge. I think they call them bridge cards, something like that. Okay, so in this case, I personally like to use my tear tape or Seal Plus because it's clear. And when you use your Tombow glue, it comes out white. So you'd have to wait a while before it actually dries clear. So in my case, I don't want to wait. So I'm gonna flip this over. Now my piece is a lot longer because, because I personally just took a piece of scrap and stuck that on there. So this is where my piece goes, and this is where my other two pieces will lie on top. So I need like really small skinny strips to go there, okay? So sometimes what you can do too is if you don't have window sheets, well then just take your whole sentiment and stamp it right in the middle like so, but don't cut it. And then you would just put your adhesive on either side and attach it to this, and you'd see a white strip coming across. Now I think we've done that many times. I know I've done it many times, but I can't remember which kits I've actually, or which bundles I've shared that with in. Now this is not a brand new fun fold. This is just a traditional one that gets used often over the years. Now, the other thing is when we did yesterday's, and was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday we only did one, right? We did the same thing, except it was just a single, and I glued it down, right? So this was yesterday's, just to show you, right? So it's the same concept, except we're doing it on either side, and we're not gluing this strip down. That's why I came up with it. So I was like, oh, I should do the other version where we don't glue it down. So that's why we're doing it today, like this. So I'm lining this up. The reason you see me lining this up like this, which you don't really need to do, is just because I made my piece super long. So I just want to make sure I'm putting my adhesive in the right spot. Because if I put my adhesive on the, I should wrap this down. If I put my adhesive there on the end, well, I'm not going to hit the paper. So make sure it's right. Okay, so I'm going to stick this on here. That roll is just annoying me because it's just too long. Okay, and it's tear tape. You don't need to cut it like I do, but I'm just OCD, so I just like to cut it. I'm weird. Okay, but nobody needs to do it this way. Okay, I'm gonna stick that one there and put that there. Whew. Okay, I'm tired today. I don't know why. This morning I woke up too. I was super hungry, like super duper hungry. Okay, so there we go. So now I'm just making sure this is centered over my sentiment here, and I'm gonna peel these off. This is where I made a mistake on my first one too. So I tried to use these two strips instead, and I ended up going crooked because they're the moving parts. So then when I laid it down, this piece was like over here like this. I don't know how I did it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to show you to just lay it down flat instead. And then I'm just going to hold this and drop this to make sure it's lined up properly, edge to edge. Because I was like, why am I so crooked? So weird. Okay, so we got one side. Oh, there's a frog in my throat. And then we got this side. Okay. There we go. So now when you lift it up, you get this. And you barely see the tape, but it is there. Now, if you want to cover up that tape, you could put another strip of designer series paper here or another strip of white or berry, like whatever, if you want to cover that up. But I don't bother. I'm just lazy. Okay, so now I'm straight here. Okay, so now I can take this piece and I'm just going to use my scissors here and just trim this. There. Now we're done. So this is all scrap, which can go in my wee little bin here. Okay, so that's done. That's done. Fini. You can leave it like this and just write your sentiment and, you know, on the inside, but I'm going to layer it up some more. So now I have a piece of berry burst again, because sometimes what I do is I just do the edges, but then I didn't want this to be too flat. So I was like, okay, I'm going to add another piece in here. I don't often do that. So this comes here. So again, it's only 1/8 inch smaller. So 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And then this becomes your 4 by 5 1/4, which is your standard. So if I took this out and just layered like that, you would have a wider edge, but I wanted it to be the same. So then this, so I wanted it more layers. So we're gonna go like that. Okay, so that's gonna go there. We got it, we got it. Okay, so now I'm gonna take this doodad here, just gonna dry fit it, and right in the middle, 3 inches, I'm gonna put my sentiment here. So I'm gonna grab, and I don't wanna glue it because if I screw up, I can flip it. So I got have a fabulous day. So I'm just gonna take this here and just stamp have a fabulous day. There. So now it's kind of in the middle to the top. So kind of in the middle to the top, because now we have these 1-inch strips and 7/8 inch in paper and 3 7/8 inch tall that are going here. So again, 1/8 inch smaller, top to bottom, and then I just made these 1/8 inch because I want them. I wanted a 1 inch, I should say. I wanted it skinnier than this, so then that way it's kind of in line, and you don't see it hanging over on the side. And then when I put this here, I'll just show you. You can see there's a gap. Okay, makes sense. Okay, so honestly, all we have left is to assemble. So let's work backwards. So let's get adhesive on this one. I'll put my adhesive here. My initial in the middle. So now we're gonna lay our berry burrs right on top. I literally only have 1/8 of an inch all around. So we're just gonna center that. I center by looking at my corners. Then we're gonna do our next layer. You know, I'm a terrible line drawer, obviously. And then I'm gonna put our next piece on top. So again, just center that on top. Okay, now we need our 2 pieces. So we'll glue these. So here I have a piece that was about 2 inches wide, like this. So 2 inches. Oh, I lied. So I have a piece that is 1.5 inches wide, and I cut it in half. So that's 3/4 of an inch each. Nope, I lied again. 7/8 inch. So these two, I just, you know, cut it, and so that it could fit here on this strip. Okay. So again, just take that off. And then I put them side by side so that if you do line them up, they do match. So one's going to be the left, one's going to be the right. Does it matter? I don't know. I don't think anybody really notices. Unless you're a card maker like yourselves, then you'd probably notice, right? It's kind of hard to put my, initial there. Oh yeah. And you know what? Dropping adhesive on velvet is not really a smart thing, because it makes it all dirty. So you try and clean it after, and now your velvet's all dirty. Good luck. Just cut a new piece. But luckily for me, the velvet's only on this itty bitty piece here. So, you know, I just wiped it and you can't even tell. But if that was a big piece of velvet, then yeah, you're screwed. Let's see. See, it looks so funny when I put my initial in there. Okay, and make sure it's straight, or make sure it's the right direction, because I've done that. But even if it's not, that's okay. Just flip it. Because I guess you could flip it that way if you put it on the wrong way. Duh. Okay, so then this goes here, and this goes here. So one last piece of gluing, or 2 pieces of gluing. So again, this is a really easy, fun card you can do. Especially if you have, like, you know, strips of paper, designer series paper left over. Okay, and I'm gonna push that closer there. Make sure also that I'm centered top and bottom. Okay, and I'm pretty much centered in that 1 1/4 inch strip. Almost, anyway. Okay, and then I'll do this last side. I don't know, I can't seem to do it because I'm right-handed. Okay, like that, like this. Oh yeah, oh yeah. There we go. Looks good, looks good. So there's that. Let's go backwards. There's this. So then your recipient will see it like this, and then the front like that. Okay, so now we're going to take those cute little gems here. And I'm going to use the lighter color rather than the dark because we got enough berry bursts going through here. So we'll use the pink. Uh-oh. I can't get the needle into my, crapoly. Just broke. Okay, we'll fix that later. Okay, my glue tip just broke. Okay, now we're gonna grab these. I'm gonna take a biggie. And put my biggie here, right off the edge. And then I'm gonna stick a small one up here. And then I'm also gonna do, I think, a little one. Okay, I'm right-handed and I do this every single time. I'm always crossing. Why do I do that? Don't ask me. And then I'll put another one here. And I think I feel like I need two more at the top. So I'm gonna take this little guy here. I'll stick him up here. Maybe up there. And I'm going to take another little one. I don't know what happened and why this one's way over here. And I'll put another one up top. I just feel like it needs a little bit more there. Because I'll show you my original. So there's my original. I only put 3. And I thought it was cute. Then I'm looking at it after going, this side feels kind of blank. So then I added 2 more to kind of balance it out. So this is a little thick. It's a little thicker. And when you add your embellishments, which are super thick, then it's definitely not gonna, I don't know if it'll fit. I don't think it'll fit. It won't fit. That's just cricket. So, oh, what happened here? I stamped it. So, yeah, it's not. It's gonna be, it'll fit, but it'll be tight. So it could go as standard mail. You just have to be pushy with your post office reps and say, I know it fits. So something else people like to do when they mail them is they'll flip them backwards this way. So then that way your embellishments are not gonna rip through your envelope. So then the recipient will receive it like this and they'll be like, what is that? Oh, my card goes like this. And then they'll see this, but they really need to know it goes like that. Right? So that works as well. So those are it. So this DSP is a lot of fun. Yes, Christine, I agree. Love this DSP. Thanks, Debbie. Glad you think it's beautiful. So I hope you try it out yourself. It's really not that hard. It's 1/8 of an inch all around. So smaller. So of course you go 4 1/8 and then 4. Here you go 2 7/8 and 2 3/4. Right? And then here you're just going 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8. So like smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay, so that's it. So it is Friday. So we had this one, which we did today. We had this yesterday. Dun, dun, dun. And then this was Wednesday. So Wednesday we did the 2 colors. This was my original, and then we did this one, which cased Sarah Douglas's card. And then this was Tuesday, which I think this one's my favorite sheet. And then Monday was completely different because we had to case Jay's design. So then I had that one. So it kind of sort of doesn't fit. But I could have used the balmy or the blue from here, and I should have. And then, or cloud cover, and then it would have been the designer series paper pack would have been the same. But anyway, those are your 5. So don't forget to like, share, comment so that you can win in when I do the draw. This weekend, you will win one of each. And if your order is $60 or more, then you definitely can. Receive my monthly card class, which is in for July. And if you would like a kit of all these cards, you're more than welcome to have a kit. I can cut them for you, including shipping and everything like that. The only thing I cannot do is stamp. So you'll get all the little pieces and all the embellishments and everything for $25. But you just have to message me and we'll work out the details. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I hope you get a lot of fun in this weekend. And we have some colder temperatures, so it's a great time to be outside. Have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you again on Monday. Bye for now. Happy stampin'.